Hi everyone, RFOX CEO and co-founder Benny Fairbank's joining us today. He's back from leave. Welcome Benny, it's good to see your avatar again.
Yeah, thanks very much. Glad to be back actually. It's been 2 weeks, but it's an eternity in crypto.
Yeah, sure is. A lot has happened. I'm sure you've had a great break. You're looking very vibrant there with your holiday tan. How are you feeling after it all?
Yeah, feeling pretty invigorated actually. It was a good chance for me to sort of step back, have a helicopter view of everything, and then also do a ton of competitor research and have a look outside of the to our longer term competitors, which was really insightful.
Okay, that's good. We'll have to chat about that. So, while you've been away, Luke's been looking after the updates and doing a great job of that. And yeah, so you've had time to refresh and take stock. So, yeah, what can you tell me about some of your findings?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of a combination on previous markets as well as also having a look at some of the other platforms that have tried to build virtual worlds in the past and how they've progressed and the changes and the issues that they've had. And it was good just to sort of then come back and have a cold look at RFOX as though I was an outsider looking at it for the first time and really sort of trying to work out what we had compared to what we needed. And I think the obvious was that we need to work on the narrative and making sure that we're positioned better because, I did talk to a couple of the other main players in the space as well and sort of when you swap notes and compare what you have, quite often we're here as far as conversation is concerned when we should be up here. So it's a pretty clear and obvious thing as what needs to be done. But also I think I've got a pretty good idea of where this is going to go next as far as the market demand and what we need to do to really sort of get this traction coming in. So it's a pretty exciting period, to be honest.
Yeah, it sure is. And on your point about competitors, it does take a long time to build out all this infrastructure for everyone. And that's what I'm seeing with the RFOX team too. To their credit, they're building something really amazing, which we'll soon see operational. And you look at RFOX competitors, there's not really that many out there. I'm not bagging them out at all. And it is a tough one in this emerging space, and there's it's such early days. There's a lot of unproven models, and not many organisations want to put their balls on the line and create a real product when you could just create a shitcoin, a pump and dump, and if you play your cards right, you can be in and out in one cycle and have a stack of cash, and it really doesn't make it easy for legit projects, including our competitors. When it comes to market perception and for potential customers, some are savvy and they recognize the opportunities and what's really going on in the industry. But the regular worker and many decision makers, for that matter, out there, they still don't get it yet. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges for the industry, and we still have a long way to go, don't we?
Yeah, I think the thing is that you're talking about having such a small sort of market at the moment in these early days as well. So a lot of the businesses, especially in a bear market, sort of have to try and get that market penetration very quickly. Otherwise, they sort of pack it up, fold it and move on. So like you said, they take a while to develop and to sort of stew and to gain momentum. So I think the advantage that we have is that we've got a number of these tools that click in together, and that's what makes it a unique offering, is that it can be an end-to-end and create a whole lot of value and worth. But ultimately, this space is, you hear a lot of people say it's 10 years away before it really gains massive sort of mainstream adoption and attention. Other people are sort of saying, that'll happen much quicker. We've just put ourselves in the right position because it means that we've got stuff to market that we can start collecting data on and start working out, what people are using and what people are integrating. So obviously going towards Android and making sure and iOS and giving people the opportunity to access on mobiles and giving different pathways in is important, but getting the tools out so that we've got other creators and developers in the space coming in is a mandatory at this particular point in time, because what it's also going to do is give those companies an opportunity to sort of to give developers a chance to come in and say, I don't have to risk it for a biscuit. I don't have to go all in. I can build one thing now because there's a platform out there that can support what I'm building. So yeah, the offering's pretty unique.
Definitely seeing the product team working hard on those features to allow organizations to take on a Web3 strategy at really low risk and low cost, and providing them those creator tools for them to make it easy for themselves and for their fans to help market their brand as well. That's another way that they can make it a success. Now, a lot of the RFOX marketing is going to be changing soon. We'll start seeing it change once the MVP products are out, and there are brands using the ecosystem of products, projects within the ecosystem. So we'll be educating a lot of the market. That's pretty important. We'll be showing use cases and how to utilize the RFOX ecosystem. We show them what the content creation capabilities are, and I guess we'll see the RFOX platforms coming together and running as an ecosystem. I think the RFOX that the market knew last bull cycle will be really unrecognizable in that next run, and that's very exciting. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that you're going through completely different phases, right? So team-wise, marketing and strategy-wise, you've always got to start at the end and then work your way back, obviously, if you're going to be successful. But ultimately, you're marketing a concept and an idea for a large period of time. And that concept or idea is hard to market because people don't actually understand what it is that you're talking about. They can conceptualize or visualize. And if there isn't many reference points, that makes your task very arduous and difficult. But now that we're getting to the point where we can stand in here and have a conversation with each other, I can point to something and say, over there, we're going to have this, or over there, we're going to have this. And that makes it a lot different, and that makes the proposition of advertising, marketing, and it makes it a very, very different ballgame. So yes, we start to be able to show people tangible products, and we can show them what they can do and the benefit that can be derived, as opposed to just talking about some sort of concept. And again, a lot of our competitors we're starting to see are either folding, shutting down, scaling back on their production, and what we've done is tried to expedite ours and try to get to that finish line quicker, and that's why we're starting to produce more and more updates faster. And yes, that'll have to be marketed.
Yep, sure. And we're at a really interesting time in world history. You did mention bear market before, but to add to that, I kind of recall, you mentioning, the Rona times that we all went through that helped, I guess, accelerate the use cases for Web3, and now we're in a really different scenario. I guess it's kind of got worse. There's carnage in that macro environment, and that's actually opening up more opportunities and furthering the need for the metaverse and the NFT market. And your brands need to look for innovative ways to be competitive and to stand out. And so I can only see this getting stronger during these times. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. I think that, like you said, if Corona hadn't come along, that would have probably taken a longer time frame to sort of get metaverses to become more relevant and talked about. And I think that this is just strengthening the benefits of what it is that we're doing. And the interesting part about it is that market and product sort of things don't actually always line up, as we know. And we've gone from a concept that was hard to grasp to getting that validation through Corona, getting further validation now, and actually having things that you can look at. And then if you're looking at prices and market caps, you're at pretty much the lowest point that you've been. So it's really sort of interesting how people in this space, and this is an indication of how early we are, people are much more enthused about the concept and the notion and people's ability to be able to sell that story than they are about the actual physical products. And generally, as a general rule, that's come about because of the fact that a lot of the products that were being developed aren't actually as useful in practical terms as the notion or the story behind it. So having something tangible like a metaverse where people can create and earn and spend a considerable amount of time in and socialize and to do a lot of things that they would do in the real world, this is a much stronger proposition than having a swapping tool or a bridging tool or something like that. So this is it's only going to strengthen. And I think that as more and more projects sort of get exposed or fall by the wayside or collapse due to not having their backed assets or whatever it might be, as we've seen over the last month or so, the projects that have got products that can be utilized and that actually add value are going to be highly sought after in the next bull run.
Yes, they sure will be. All right, so moving along now, I guess we should talk about some company updates for the week. Do you have any that you could provide right now?
I think people have seen that we've sort of updated people on the mobile side of things. We've progressed much faster than we thought that we were going to there. We're really spending a lot of time focused on making sure that we get our avatar systems right, that we're accelerating. We've beefed up our resources in the building of the quarters. So you'll see those get rolled out faster, and they're kind of mind-blowing. So I can't wait to show them with people, because obviously this is a sandbox type of environment. So to have the actual Calanova, as you've seen in those final projected pictures, to be able to walk around in is within reach, which is really awesome. We've obviously got the new game from RFOX Games coming out. We've got just tons of stuff happening in the ecosystem, and it's great because we're getting more and more of these products drop now, and then a proper release of the NFT platform with multiple projects launching. Obviously, there's been some that's been a bit slower than we would have liked due to the fact that the market conditions haven't been really fantastic, have they? So, but the good news is projects are starting to sort of say, we're ready, we've spent so much time on this and we want to go. So to have a few good solid projects launch on the platform is going to be awesome as well. And we're only a couple of months away from having some pretty exciting stuff happening inside of the shop spaces as well. So yeah, lots of cool stuff happening.
Sure is. I was very lucky to see one of the new designs for the shop templates earlier today, and I was just very, very impressed. So yeah, I'm not even biased, but so I'm excited for it. I think once customers do see the potential, I really do have some great confidence that it'll be really well received. So yeah, looking forward to the next couple of months or the next few months, because I think we'll see a lot of changes here, and yeah, very exciting times for the organisation. Despite all the challenges out there, there's some great things happening.
Yeah, I think some of those big challenges are along the lines of, a rapidly developing attention economy has sort of popped up, and there's a lot of people competing, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of voices out there. And I think that a lot of people are sort of getting sick and tired of just hearing about stuff. They want to see stuff. They want to touch stuff. There's a lot of BS. So to be able to get in and sort of hang out and move around, it's interesting because I see a lot of projects sort of putting stuff out and getting products to market, and then some of those projects have worked a long time and they get a lot of negative feedback or comments because it's early stages. And I think the thing is, hats off to people that are building and creating and trying to get by in this space. But again, what we've actually had is a bit of a pause button, because a lot of people are a long way away from even realizing their MVPs. And I know, because I've been asked to help with a few, that people are sort of stuck in their strategy. They're saying, do we build a hybrid? Do we go faster? We've got to get to this stage quicker. How do we sort of rescue this, or how do we get to that? So, just being in that situation where we've got products dropping now, and we've gone through a lot of that. It's just very, very relieving to know that we're, much closer to the finish line. And now it's just a matter of building that narrative and the storyline behind it, and making sure that we've got users coming in and enjoying themselves and are being engaged, and developers and creators coming in and adding value to these environments. And it's just bloody exciting. But I think in this particular market, big bang advertising and marketing doesn't seem to do much. It's much more about showing people and getting that word of mouth out there, which is really important.
Yep, it sure is. All right, Benny. Well, I think we should finish up there. It's good to have you back after your break, and there's a lot to do as usual. So wish you all the best for the week.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's great to be back, and really looking forward to showing people through what we're actually developing and doing. But yeah, very, very exciting period. So yeah, thanks for following and supporting, and look forward to seeing you all back shortly.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.